Hello friends, Mandar here. I'm back with another video. Today we'll take a quick look at the USCIS data from last year, which is Q1 of 2024. I'll take a look at one data point which I thought was interesting. We'll also talk about EAD and AP expediting, which I covered in my past video, but just some clarification. We'll talk about a couple of different scenarios where you are in the adjustment of status, but your date is not current yet. Also in the scenarios where your children are turning or close to turning 21, we'll talk about what you should do after your date becomes current and couple of different topics that you would be interested in. So a lot of packed content, guys. Watch this video until the end and let's get started. If you are here for the first time, welcome. My name is Mandar and I make immigration and lifestyle related videos for US and Canada. I'm not an immigration lawyer, so anything that I say on this video or on my channel is for information purpose only. And for your specific immigration needs, before you take any action, you should hire a competent immigration lawyer. Now, since I'm making this video after a long time, it's a New Year celebration for some regional traditions in India, such as Marathi Gudi Padwa, Ugadi and some others. So wish you Happy New Year. Now let's start with the first topic of today, which is 193,000 pending visa applications in 485 are being disclosed by USCIS in the latest data numbers that they gave us. Now as you can see, this data is as of December 31st of 2023, and there are a couple of sections in here, but I want to focus on employment based pending adjustment of status. So if you look at this line, the forms received in the first quarter of 2024, which is from October to December of 2023, were 42,780 forms, out of which 18,855 were approved, denied were 2,521. Total completions were 21. Now what is total completions? Now total completion is the number of applications or petitions awaiting a decision as of the end of reporting period. Some actions taken on these cases are not reflected in this report, such as administrative closures, transfer between the offices, or pending counts that cannot be calculated. So it's kind of a hodgepodge number that USCIS is putting in this 21,376. We really don't know what the status is, but essentially what it means is I wanted to emphasize that about 1 in 20 applications in 485 are being denied. Now this has always been the case, so you know when your application has issues. 485 stage is not about approving your immigrant petition. It has already happened in I-140. 485 is all about you. How is your character? Have you followed all the laws while waiting for your green card or your period of stay in the US while waiting for the green card? So background check and so on. So if you have any issues, you will know about it and you will take corrective actions to mitigate those risks. So I found that this data point was kind of interesting. It tells you the number of backlog. It's about 193,000 pending cases in 485 in employment based section itself. Now another data point is 42,000 cases came in the first quarter. That doesn't mean that many number of cases will come into 485 every quarter, because first typically they move the dates forward in the filing date chart, and that's why a lot of people become eligible to apply for 485. So that may have been the number, but at least 20 to 30,000 you can be sure that are coming into 485 every other quarter. So let me know in the comment section below what you feel about this backlog. I'll look into the family based section as well to predict if there are going to be any spillovers coming in from the consulates. But that we'll know as we get closer towards the end of the year. USCIS doesn't usually publish their data as of today. It's always in the past, like at least 3 to 6 months in the back. So you just have to make some speculations on what could happen. And that brings me to the sponsor of today's video. Have you ever done the Google search of your own name? Look what I have found when I did mine. Here's what comes up. While some of this information is relevant, the other makes me uncomfortable that my information is exposed for a sale like this. Data brokers sell your information to scammers, spammers, or anybody else who may want to target you. Your full name, email address, home address, your relatives' names, health information, it's all out there. That's why I have been using Aura, sponsor of today's video.
Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out request for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it also protects me from hackers who could use this information to help them access my social media accounts, bank accounts, or other sensitive information. Aura does so much more to protect my information and my family's information from online threats I can't see. I get other features like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft insurance, and more without having to download several different apps. It's really easy to set up, and best of all, I get everything for one affordable price. You may already have one or two of these tools, but not having Aura is like locking the front door but leaving your back door wide open. Aura is always on, doing the hard work of keeping me safe so I can focus on other tasks with peace of mind. I value my privacy and I value yours. You can go to my link which is on the screen and in the description and start your free 2 weeks trial. So protect your information, your family, and have a peace of mind. That's Aura.
Now, second point of today is expediting your EAD and AP card. Now, as you know, you could be waiting in your pending adjustment of status for years to come. That is because your dates might have become current at some point and then they retrogressed, and now you are waiting for your green card or your dates to become current again. In the meantime, you have to continuously apply for your EAD and AP. Now, the saving grace is these extensions are coming at 5 years validity, which is great because then you don't have to worry for next 5 years, and hopefully your date will become current in the meantime and you will get your green card. But the process or the wait time for these extensions is creeping up since last couple of years. They used to be processed within 2 to 3 months. Now it's taking upwards of 8 to 10 months, even over a year. Now some EADs have automatic extensions for 540 days. That rule was just implemented, so that is another saving grace that you have, but you have to make sure that you apply in time to get that benefit. Also, if you need to travel, AP application needs to be processed. You need to have your AP card in hand before traveling, but because if you travel without having it in hand, you could risk abandoning your AP application, and then after you come back, you'll have to reapply for it. Hopefully you have a visa to come back to. But regardless, if you want to expedite it, USCIS made some provisions known and clear. Certain circumstances you can expedite your AP card. You can reach out to USCIS through their service request and request it that way. You can upload your expediting documents to USCIS directly and they can process your expedited AP application. In some other cases, I have also advised to take an InfoPass appointment to your nearest service center to get your EAD or AP expedited that way. Some people have had a good luck with that approach. Reach out to me if you need to know final details on how to do that, and I will be happy to share it with you. Now, another important question that I always get is, you are in pending adjustment of status and your date is kind of in 2016, 2017, 2018. You never know in EB2 and EB3 category when these dates are going to become current. It could be 5 years, 10 years, nobody can tell you. But in the meantime, your kids are growing and they are reaching 21 years of age. Now, after they reach 21, they can no longer be dependent on your visa or your immigrant petition. Now, if their age is locked, if your date becomes current in filing date chart before that and you file for your 485, then it's possible that their age will be locked. But if that's not the case, what are the options? I always tell people that H4 EAD is not available for kids, but it's available for spouses. And if your kid needs to go to a college and avail all the things that are available to them, such as internships and work experience and so on, they need to have an EAD. Going on F1 will help you get that, because then you will have CPT, OPT, 3 years OPT in case you are in STEM area. So you should really consider, as your children reach 19 or 20 years of age, you should consider them moving on to their own F1, and they can pave their own path going forward. They can go from F1 to OPT, OPT to H1 and so on. In the worst case scenario, if they don't get the green card before they turn 21. People also have been reaching out to me on that point, and I have been able to provide my perspective on those. These are very critical decisions that you make, putting your kids on the right path to stay in the United States, or having explored some other options for them before they turn 21. Reach out to me if you need some help on that. Now, pending adjustment of status, another situation is your date is way too much in the future. You don't know when it's going to become current. Exploring EB1A. If you are exploring EB1A, EB1A is your preparation. The more you prepare, it's a self-petitioning. The more you prepare, you will have better chance to get it approved. I am doing another EB1A masterclass on April 28th, which is Sunday at 11 o'clock Eastern time. If you want to check out that link to register, do check out in the description. Because you want to be prepared, you want to understand all the criteria for EB1A. Also understand what are the eligible evidences that you need to gather and prepare your petition in that way. There are others who consider EB1C. Now EB1C is very specific. It has very specific requirements of having worked outside of the United States in a non-US subsidiary for at least a year before you come to US. You could also achieve that by doing that, by going outside of the US, working for a non-US entity and coming back again. But there are a lot of pitfalls in it. If you are considering that option, also reach out to me. I had made a couple of videos on pointing out those pitfalls to you. But in case you need my suggestion in that case, in EB1C case, let me know. Some also consider investing 900,000 in EB5 situation, but EB5 is also not a rosy road. It has its own pitfalls, it has its own consideration, but that is another option if your date is not current and you don't qualify for one of the EB1s. EB5 might be an option. Now there are also some other considerations. Say in case your date becomes current after many years, what do you do? It's not like magically there is a switch bulb that goes on into USCIS noting them that your case is now current and somebody should look at it. Nothing like that. It just gets tagged to the local field office and that's where your case gets processed. But there are certain things that you can do to expedite, or not expedite, but to nudge USCIS to pick up your case and process it. And some things have proven to have worked. There are a couple of general things that you can do through going through the senators, opening a service request and so on. But there are some specific things that you can do in your particular scenario where you have an opportunity to nudge USCIS to open your case. I have made detailed videos on those. Just look at my channel and search for it. Or in case you want a personal opinion, do contact me as well. Now there are a lot of people also reaching out to me where they have exhausted their attempts for filing H1b or picking up or getting their application picked in H1b lottery unsuccessfully. So that has happened, and there are some options that I can tell you. I have made specific videos. I will try to list them out in the description, but try to find them on my channel. It is very critical that you maintain your status if you don't get picked up, and if your I-94 or F1 visa is running out or your OPT is running out, you don't want to fall into the trap of spending unlawful presence in the US, because that will haunt you for the rest of your immigration journey in the US. So it is very important to know your options ahead of time so that you can take specific measures to come into status as soon as your visa expires. Some people go back to cap exempt employers such as universities or research institutions to get a job and get their H1b. That is also an option, but not everybody can do that. Some people go on O1, some people consider going to Canada and so on. There are a lot of different options, but your particular scenario based on your family situation could be totally different, and there might be circumstances where you may not have that option to avail. So what do you do in that case? It is a timely video. I might make a special video on this particular topic, so watch out for my next video or next upcoming video. And lastly, I wanted to remind you of my EB1A masterclass. The last EB1A masterclass was huge success, so I want to do it again because there are many people interested in it, and I continuously update with the new information that I get from people who are successful. So check out the link in the description and register for the EB1A masterclass if you want to go that route. So that's really all I wanted to say in this video. If you like the content of this video, do hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.